Hey guys, a new Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse trailer just dropped today, and I want to watch it. Alright, so I'm a big fan of Spider-Verse, or Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It was an amazing film. The art style is fantastic. The soundtrack is great. The story is really good. There's so much that you could love about that movie. Miles Morales is a lovable character. Spider-Gwen is great. The fact that you have Catherine Hahn as Octavia. I mean, there are so many moving pieces, and it's so much fun. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. But the new trailer is out, and my understanding is that this is part one of two, so they split one movie into two, which is weird because normally they do that like as part of the conclusion of like a 7-story thing, like Harry Potter or The Hunger Games or The Hobbit, entire trilogy out of one story. Something along those lines. So it's interesting to me to see something that comes along and it says, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to split, this part of our story into two parts. So it's kind of like Back to the Future 2 and Back to the Future 3. So maybe this one will end with a to be concluded. But as we know, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, the first one, don't watch the trailer reaction for the new one. That just seems like common sense, but I'll say it anyways. So we know that Miguel showed up at the end of Into the Spider-Verse, and he seems to be ready to fight. In the previous trailer reaction, I did remember seeing all the flashes of things, and it looks like they're going to a lot of places, but I have, a sinking gut suspicion, based on the way that the MCU at large is going, that I think Venom is going to be in this movie. Because I think that they're introducing the idea that the symbiotes can be everywhere and communicate with one another, which is in the comics. And we know that Thor, Love and Thunder, the God Killer wields a blade that is the Necroblade, which is part of Krull, who's the leader of the symbiotes, and a symbiote invasion, whether animated as a television series or live action for the MCU, would be fantastic. There's no way that wouldn't make money for both Sony and Marvel Studios at Disney. So I think that Venom is going to be in this, especially since he's also supposed to be in the upcoming Spider-Man 2 game, which Miles is also in. So I feel like we're entering the age of Venom, and they're kind of going to bring him in, bring in Carnage, and bring in the other symbiotes, because now it's kind of symbiotic, that they're so intertwined that, one makes a lot of money. Why not do it? Especially if Sony is even considering selling off the franchise or selling the rights to Spider-Man. The biggest way to get the bang for their buck is to do the Venom cross that everybody wants. So I'd be interested to see if they pull that out. But I think Venom is coming, because to me that would make the most sense. You need an army of Spider-Man to fight an army of Venom, or an army of symbiote, which means that you get to make it like all the symbiote things that we've seen and all the pop figures over the years. We get to see all those. So pretty excited for it. That said, let's dive into it. Gotta keep the animation style. Hell yeah, in association with Marvel. What do we got?
I can hear you being quiet.
The silence is deafening.
Hope I didn't ice your game, man.
No one my age says those words in that order.
It's just hard to see my little man not being my little boy all the time.
Yeah.
For years, I've been taking care of this little boy.
Here we go. One more time.
Making sure he is loved.
Nice.
That he feels like he belongs wherever he wants to be. He wants to go out into the world and do great big things.
Not bad, kid.
And what I worry about most,
I love you guys.
is they won't look out for you like us.
Miles!
Want to get out of here? Wherever you go from here, you have to promise to take care of that little boy for me. Make sure he never forgets where he came from.
There's a lot going on.
He never doubts that he is loved.
Yeah.
And he never lets anyone
That's gonna be a
that
dope
he
cosplay.
doesn't belong there. You gotta promise, Miles.
I promise.
Who do you think you are? Really?
All right, familiar
We are
voice.
supposed to be the good guys.
We are.
All right, so there's a lot to unpack there. It all went. It was slow but fast. I don't know how that happens, but like it was a slow build. Kind of recapped what we left off with the first one, and then bam, 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 bam. Lots of flash images there. So that was pretty awesome. I don't even know where to begin. So that Spider-Woman with a fro, I am 100% here for it. That is an excellent cosplay, and I can't wait to see it next year. I know it's going to be at Dragon Con. It'll probably be at conventions before that. All it needed was just this clip, and that's it. It's going to be everywhere, and I'm here for it. That's a great look. Two, that was definitely Peter B. Parker. So he'll be back, at least in part of the voiceover. It sounded like him. The return of Gwen, who I'm waiting for her to make her MCU presence felt. If it were a perfect world and I was going to cast, originally I would have said, oh, you can make an Emma Stone variant, and they still could. But in all honesty, I think it needs to go to the girl from Sabrina. I just think she's got it. Like, she's got the she's got the look. Just make her Spider-Gwen. It works perfect. I don't even know who I'd cast as Miles. Like, that kid's he's gonna have to be great because he's carrying a big torch. But man, I'm ready for it. It swings into theaters next year. What are you guys looking forward to about Across the Spider-Verse? How many Spider-Men do you think are going to be in this thing? Do you think we're going to get the Scarlet Spider, the Man Spider? How many variants are there? And is Kang involved? Is this officially them rolling into the MCU with a little bit more pizzazz and punch? Or are they keeping their distance as best they can? Let me know in the comments, and while you're down there, hit that like, subscribe, and little bell for notifications, and we will talk to you next time.